Hello and welcome back to Nelson All Over Cards. Today we are doing another Marvel Champions draft with Villain Theory. How are you doing, Villain? Welcome to the channel.
I'm doing really good. Good to be here again. And yeah, this draft has me excited.
Yeah, so this draft is kind of in parallel, tied together to a podcast episode from Shadow the Cast that we just released talking about the multi-aspect heroes. So you can find that. Link will be down below in the video description. But today, we're going to be drafting a little bit different. In the past, we've drafted cards, we've drafted heroes. This time, we're drafting packs. And what we mean by that is if you go out and you buy a hero pack, we're drafting packs for the best deck building cards. So what packs should you go out and get to get the most cool new toys for your deck building adventures? I think it's going to be fun. I'm pumped. I have a lot. What about you? How are you feeling about this draft?
Yeah, really good. I think it's a really interesting topic. It's a topic I've given thought to a lot. Somebody's known for deck building. I have, I think, a fairly good knowledge of where the cards come from that I use a lot, and hopefully that'll give me an edge.
Yep. I scrolled through Hall of Heroes for a good while preparing for this, going through each one of the packs. Now, we will say the caveats here are there are no core set or no campaign expansion. These are actually just the hero packs. And I did not look up who drafted first last time. So, Villain, since you're the guest, I'm going to let you either choose to draft first or you can defer. That's going to be up to you. But we are going to draft snake style. So, draft your first draft pick, and then the next person will draft their first and second, and we'll bounce back and forth until we each have 5 hero packs.
The problem is there are 3 hero packs I really want, and I don't think the snake draft is gonna go for that. So I will take first pick. I will go for it.
Okay.
I will. Yeah.
Alrighty. So with the first overall pack, the best pack to buy from Marvel Champions in terms of deck building, according to Villain Theory, what is that pack?
So I'm really conflicted about this, but most decks just add to your collection. Maybe get a couple more aggression cards than that. There is only one pack which introduces a brand new aspect, so I gotta go with Deadpool. Now, in terms of like adding to your existing decks, it's probably not going to help that much, but you get to build entire new decks and entire new aspect, and I think that is hard to beat. There are more new cards in that pack than any other.
Yeah, it is the size of like one of our scenario packs, and so you are getting a lot more stuff there. You like the pool aspect way more than I do. I thought about putting pool on my list, but it didn't even make the cut. I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna stick to the good, core, not core, but like the 4 aspects and the cards there. So I like the pick, I respect the pick, but you probably could have saved it a little bit longer.
I wasn't sure, and that's kind of hard. That's the one I feel like. I wouldn't recommend it to a new player as your first pick, but I think that is maybe the most value overall.
Yeah, no, absolutely, totally agree. So that means I get to draft my first and second pick. My first overall pick, and I narrowed it down to 6 top choices, and I'm trying to figure out which one. I think I told you I had like 16 packs. I was like, these are good ones, and so I guess it is a testament to how well distributed the deck building cards are in these packs. I think I'm going to have to start it out with Wasp. Now, Wasp is a character that I have played recently and I really enjoy, but we're not talking about that character. We're talking about all the cards that came in that pack. She has the basic powerhouse. She is the one that's going to come with all your basic staples: Ironheart, Spider-Man Miles Morales. Most importantly, the power in all of us. This is the only pack that you can get for the power in all of us, which doubles the resource it generates when paying for a gray card, which is very, very strong. It also has some nice aggression cards in there. It comes in with like Surprise Attack, Into the Fray, and Boot Camp, which I just love that Troop Commander archetype. And so Boot Camp, I feel like, is one of the staples for that. So Wasp is my number 1 overall pick. What are your thoughts on around that?
Yeah, for deck building, I think Wasp's pack is, that is one of the ones if you're a newer player I would recommend, because, those basic cards will really fill up all the gaps, but they're just really good cards in general. I mean, she was on my list. I had a little note of all the cards I like. I can't remember if you mentioned it just then, but like Quinn Care is also there as an option. You got lots of really good cards that go well with the core set, but go well throughout your, I still use them today with all sorts of heroes. So yeah, I would love to argue with that, but that probably would have been I'm going to say that would have been my third pick, but still very, very strong.
Okay, cool. Well, now the pressure is on me to figure out what that second pick is to take it away from you. I think I have an idea, and I have a couple of options here. I think I think I am going to I think I'm going to go with SPDR Spider Pack. And this gives us so many new ways to play protection because it comes with the repurpose archetype. And so you're going to get repurpose, that zero cost event that allows you to discard a tech, ready, and just, I guess, win the game, which is pretty nice. So we got repurpose, energy barriers are in there, which is a reprint from a previous pack, but it's nice to have more copies of that. Force field generators. And then I think more importantly than even the repurpose stuff, which is something I very much enjoy playing, is it gives us a lot of love for like our big brawlers. So that's where we get the limitless staminas, the unshakables, and a lot of these packs come with a aspect, right? Basic and protection, but some of them will either come with like a mod set, which we're not necessarily discussing, but also some off aspect cards. And this one comes with Clarity of Purpose, which is an incredible leadership upgrade there. You can take a damage, generate a wild resource, which is, when I first saw that card, it was bonkers. I thought that was crazy. But second overall pack, Spider, for the repurpose, Clarity of Purpose, and that kind of rhymed. Repurpose, Clarity of Purpose, and the love for the brawlers. What are your thoughts there for pack number 2?
That is really annoying. So, but for my second pack, I had, and this is a spoiler. I had 2 protection ones in mind. I was like debating between picking, and that was one of them. Now, my criticisms with this pack is, it comes with a Web Warrior ally. It comes with all those Web Warrior, like a couple of events. If you don't have the collection, they're kind of more limited on use, and I don't even use them, that much. I would say the events and the Spider Tingle upgrade on my Web Warrior like decks usually. But I do really like everything else you talked about, and there's a lot of cards we talked about, but I also really like the Daredevil ally, the 2 cost one with 2 forwarding, because if you just fought with it twice, it's 2 costs just like for Justice, and it's forwarded for threat just like for Justice. A little bit slower, but you can divide it, which I think is huge for protection. I think that's really nice. So I'm going to have to give it up. Those were some pretty good picks. Yeah, I like those.
Sweet. Okay. Ooh, validation. Nice. Let's go. Okay, that means you get to choose your second and third pack. What are we bringing to the table?
I am very excited because I have a lot of the packs I wanted still on the table, so to speak. So my second pick has to be Doctor Strange. Now, we all know how strong Doctor Strange is as a hero, but putting that aside, he basically saved protection, in my opinion. The core set has really good cards, but they don't form like a cohesive, complete deck. You want other things to put them into. Now, he comes with Unflappable, which I would say is kind of like the anchor of the entire Perfect Defense archetype, which is probably the most famous one, the one Protection is most known for. He's got all sorts of really good cards. He's got Brother Voodoo, which is a bit like Daredevil, can fort twice, it's very, very good. Find your cards you need. He's got Iron Fist. I'm just reading off the list now. Desperate Defense, really amazing defensive event, one of my favorites, even good against, Steady and Stalwart, whereas Never Back Down, another very popular one, kind of falls off. He's got the Night Nurse, and if you if you like Mystics, he's got Sorcerer Supreme. But what I think is sometimes underrated is the back of the pack cards. He comes with Skilled Strike, which might be the most popular aggression event to add into a deck. I don't know if you'd agree or disagree with that, but I know it's very, very popular. And there's also Iron Man, which is maybe the best Voltron leadership kind of ally in general. So I think he is the savior of protection, laid the foundations of Voltron builds, and also basic attack aggression builds. So, I mean, I'm a big fan of that. What do you think?
No, that was one of the 6 that I had narrowed down. So absolutely a fantastic pick. I have it written here in my notes that it is an archetype defining pack for sure, because you got both the Voltron from the Iron Man plus all of those green staples. Like, I still run a lot of these cards. This is one of the first packs we got in the game. But Night Nurse is fantastic. Just really fantastic pack. Good call. And also Sorcerer Supreme is fantastic. Even we're still getting Mystics in the game with Magic coming out soon.
Yeah, and I think he's I guess deck building. I wanted to say he's going to benefit from the Mystic stuff coming with Magic, but I really like those cards. Those are like half the cards that should have been in the core set, I think.
Yeah. Yep. No, 100%. Ooh, okay, well that hurt a little bit. What are you taking for your third pick?
I kind of feel like I should match you with like an aggression pick, but what I think you really picked was a basic pick, really, with Wasp. But I'm also going to ignore that. I'm also going to ignore that. and I've got to go with everybody's favorite witch, which is the Scarlet Witch. Wanda.
Oof.
I think that pack is, you know, I don't think
Yep.
it just needed saving, but it sure got a boost from
Yeah, right.
that pack. I think there are so many kind of like, staples in that pack. Multitasking kind of got power crept a bit, if I want to use that word. It's still a great card. By Overwatch, I think Overwatch kind of reduced, but back in the day, multitasking was like in tons and tons and tons of Justice decks. But that aside, Turn the Tide, to this day, probably one of the best Justice cards. Still, an incredible attack for especially smaller player counts. Crisis Averted is right up there in combination with Overwatch nowadays. But it's still good in its own right. It's a very nice card. And I just think Wiccan's still one of the best Justice allies. Spiritual Meditation, if you like Mystics. Apparently, I had a Mystic theme here.
I was gonna say, yeah, you really like the Mystics, don't you?
Well, I don't think there's any more I can pick after this from the Hero Pack. So this will be the finale of that. But I just think those cards just redefine Justice in a big way.
Yeah, that was on my list as well. I think Scarlet Witch, just especially for multiplayer, I feel like with the Crisis Averted and everything, she also has the single player love. Like, I feel like multitasking is a really good single player card. I feel like Turn the Tide is a phenomenal single player card.
Yep.
A little bit harder to pull off in that multiplayer setting, but like, fantastic pack. Good. Yeah, nice. I just played Scarlet Witch again yesterday. She's so much fun.
I saw that game.
Yeah, yeah, it did. It did not go well. Ronan. Turns out Ronan's challenging. Anyways, sweet. So that passes over to me for my third and fourth pick. I've taken a basic. I've taken a protection, but I feel like both of those kind of. Yeah, no, I feel like the protection is very aggressive protection, but we do have a lot of the protection with like the energy barrier, force field generator protecting the health. I'm going to go for my next. I'm going to go for an aggression ally, even though Wasp, I do feel Wasp is basic. I'm going to go with an aggression, and that's going to be Nova. And so this is just way more damage than you need, which is really fun because this comes with Hone Technique. And I think Hone Technique changed the aggression game. And I love Hone Technique, where you get to add the cost of the attack of aggression attack event into the damage output. And so now all of your dive bombs are going crazy, which does not come in this pack, but even cards that come in this pack are really nicely affected. So like 1x1, taking that to a 3/3, no quarter, pitchback, and then it also came with fluid motion. And so I feel like Nova's just precon was very well put together for what he's trying to do. But then you complement that with some more basic cards. You can get Moon Girl, which with all the genius traded characters we have, Moon Girl is so very good in a lot of those packs. Honestly, works really well with Wasps too. So I have some synergy going on even inside my own picks. And then Champions Bubble Bunker. It's a nice Champions card, which is kind of limited in the scope, but it is a nice card if you're looking to flesh out the champion characters. What do you think about Nova's pack?
Yeah, Nova's pack is phenomenal. That probably would have been my next one, not going to lie. Hone Technique, incredible archetype. Fluid Motion, it's basically two archetypes in one pack, which is, I think, really an amazing deal. And, tons of different good cards all around it. So it's very hard to argue with that. I don't have a lot to add except, Nova's pack, if you like event-based aggression in any way, is excellent.
Yeah, no, it's good. And that means my fourth pick, I'm going to go for a Justice pick. So I'm trying to round out the aspects as well. I feel like that's kind of important when we're looking at, these are the packs you're going to buy to expand the collection. And this one kind of surprised me, honestly, because I don't do a good job of remembering exactly what comes in every single pack, because as soon as I open the pack, I break them apart and I'm off to deck building. Like, I never play the precons. But Spider-Ham has a really good pack. It comes with one way or another. It comes with making an entrance. It comes with even the odds. It comes with Overwatch. It comes with team building exercise, and it comes with Web of Life and Destiny, which are just like so fantastic Justice cards. And then team building exercise as well as Web of Life and Destiny are such good cards, especially for the Web Warriors. Team building exercise has utilization outside of Web Warriors, but Web of Life and Destiny is fantastic. You can get that card elsewhere, but it's just like, and a lot of these cards do come in other packs, but if you are looking to buy a pack for like a Justice character, this is a fantastic pack to choose from. So even though the character is a little bit goofy, the aspect cards that come in the pack are fantastic.
Yeah, I honestly think the hero is fun. He's,
Yeah,
some people have called him a bit too strong. I don't know about that, but he's fun, I think. But those cards, yeah. I mean, basically, if you want to play like, honestly, he comes with some really good stuff. He comes with enough stuff for the multiplayer justice. He comes with stuff for solo justice. He comes with some excellent stuff. He was my second pick for a justice pack,
nice, nice.
and I was briefly conflicted. Very strong.
Nice. Yep, I had Scarlet Witch and Spider Ham on there. I was like, I'm just gonna waffle back and forth between whichever one the villain doesn't take. But you're gonna finish off your list with your fourth and fifth pick. So I have at least one that was still in my top six that I want. I'm hoping you don't take it off the table for me. But what's your number four?
There was one in my top few that I was hoping you wouldn't take off the table. So I'm wondering if it's the same one. And I will save that one to last in that
Yeah,
case.
it's just
Build a little suspense.
just a slight disrespect.
Yeah, yeah.
To my picks.
So
Okay, I like it.
what's very annoying is that you went for two aggression picks. I think that's a bit of a sign of disrespect. I thought the aggression ones were safe now. So I didn't go for Nova. But there's arguably a pack I think is actually, in hindsight, maybe better. And this is going to be Wolverine's pack. Now,
Ooh, nice.
card for card, I think you've got less cards you will probably use in that many decks compared to Nova or Wasp. Absolutely. But Wolverine comes with Psylocke and Sunfire, which have a very strong argument to be in the vast majority of aggression decks. Definitely anything that's not, too trait reliant, unless it's X-Men trait, in which case, enjoy. But one of aggression's problems in solo play is getting to Alter Ego, and Psylocke comes in with two Confusers just for that purpose, and pretty respectable damage on top. Sunfire will just rip the attachments right off the villain, and there are some awful attachments throughout the game. I'm thinking Spiral Swords, Ronin's Hammer. There's a lot of nasty stuff that. So those two cards, I think, redefine, basically aggression's entire aspect game. I think every aggression deck you're making, it's not a question of, do I want these? It's more like, do I not want them? Do I need that space for something else? Because I think they're that good. And it comes with a few other good cards: Warrior Skill, Precision Strike, Aggressive Energy. I think they're all good. Mean Swing, if you don't have it elsewhere, still good for Black Panther and things. But generally, those allies, I think, are game changing.
Yeah, two of maybe, dare I say, the best aggression allies in the game. I don't see myself running without Psylocke, and Sunfire is one of those that I put in the deck, especially if I don't know who I'm going up against. But there's crazy attachments that just have such a high cost to get rid of that Sunfire is just like, nope, delete. So no, I love that pick, but I'm more nervous about this number 5 pick. So what do we got coming?
Well, I picked every aspect now, including the pool aspect. I did not turn my nose up at it. I'll. So it's got to be a leadership pack now. And interesting thing I think about leadership is a lot of the best cards are scattered about different packs, and often back of pack cards as well. However, there's one pack I like more than all the others, and that is the big guy, the small guy. It is going to be Ant-Man, and I really.
Nice,
Oh,
yeah.
I don't like how relieved you are at that.
Nope. It's good. It's good.
But I really like Ant-Man. I think if you're starting out with leadership, he's gonna probably give you the best, bang for your buck cards that you will use. But even if you're, modern day player, he's still gonna have really useful cards. A bit like Spider-Ham, he has team building exercise, so you could get it from him instead. He has back of the pack card Lay Down the Law, which is definitely good for all the form changing characters. He has just good cards in general. Master Courage for any protection, Avenger things. Moment of Triumph, probably the premier healing card in aggression. And that's before I talked about the leadership stuff. He's got he's got himself as an ally. Well, it's the Hank Pym version, but we have the Ant-Man ally, super flexible. Giant Man, Stinger, allies of different sizes, quite literally. Good upgrades, kind of got an upgrade build going on. And going to basic, perhaps my favorite sort of, I say filler card, but I say it with love. Assess the situation. You can kind of put that in any deck, and it does really well. If you have a high cost curve, it can kind of smooth things out. With this cheap thing, you can play at any time. But small hand-sized characters can play it too, because they have similar problems where they might not be able to spend everything efficiently, and they like getting a bigger hand next turn for more options. So I'm a big fan of Ant-Man.
Yeah, Ant-Man's fantastic. I echo exactly what you were saying. Where I was looking for a leadership pack, it's kind of hard to find a pack that is like this is the epitome of like a leadership build, because I feel like leadership can be built in a couple of different ways. And Ant-Man, I think of as like that Voltron like city. Like he's just like he brings the Voltron archetype to the table. And you already got Iron Man in your Doctor Strange pick, so that's pretty fun. So you have that symbiotic relationship there. Ant-Man is good. I went away from Ant-Man just because I don't know. He was definitely on my list. He's over here, and I mean, reinforced suit. I play all the time. Ant-Man is just such a good ally. Hank Pym is just so solid. Assess the situation. I knew you were going to mention. So, but no, good pick, good pick, and that leaves me with my last pick, which I also am going to take a leadership, and I can talk openly now because you are out of draft picks, but it is kind of hard to find a leadership pack that works because I feel like a lot of the leadership packs are built around either an archetype or a tribe. And that for when we're evaluating a deck building pack can be kind of challenging. And so I'm waffling between two different packs now that Ant-Man's off the table. And I'm still trying to figure out what I like. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with my backup pick because I think I've talked myself into that it's a better pack to buy for deck building. My initial pick was Storm. And so we're not going to go with Storm, but it's got To Me My X-Men. It's got Uncanny X-Men. You get Utopia, X-Mansion, Endurance, X-Jet, Pixie. Like you get a lot of fantastic cards in the Storm pack, but you also have to have other packs to complement Storm in order for it to be super effective, I feel like, right? Like you probably want Cyclops. And so I didn't want to tie it down. And so that means that I'm going to end with when I thought you said the man himself, I thought you were going with Captain America. And Captain America, yeah, okay, cool. Captain America is what I'm going to pick, mainly because Strength in Numbers. I think Strength in Numbers is just such a great card where you can exhaust any number of allies you control to draw that many cards. And the ally flood of what Cap can do is just fantastic. He also comes with Falcon, which you can get other places, Squirrel Girl, Hawkeye, which we may have done a game right before we filmed this, which may have keyed my my thought into him. Wonder Man, who's going to be fantastic for some of these mission attempts that we're going to be getting in our Age of Apocalypse box because of that 3 attack. And then Honorary Avenger. But I think it's got some really good cards. I don't love the back of the pack cards, but for the leadership cards, I'm a big fan of what Cap brings to the table. What are your thoughts on Cap?
Yeah, I like the Cap pack. The reason I went with Ant-Man is because although he does have like Power Gloves and Stinger, which are kind of look to more Avenger-y stuff, people can still like make the call for Stinger. I mean, Star-Lord and Rogue, I think, can enjoy Stinger as well. But Strength in Numbers is really good. I like the Captain America pick. It was my second pick. It has some good allies that everyone can use as well. So very solid overall. I'm obviously going to prefer my pick, but I think it's good. I think it's really good. It would have been my next one for sure.
Nice. Alrighty. So how do you feel about the 5 packs? So run through your list again real quick.
Bold of you to assume I remember. No, that'd be the pool aspect at number 1. Introduces an entire new aspect. It's not just an archetype or two, not just a couple of cards, a whole new way to play the game, potentially for every character. Suits some better than others. I think the deck building is quite involved, but I think it can work fairly well with most characters. So that's my number 1. Then at number 2, who did I pick? I'm pretty sure we went with Doctor Strange for all the protection goodness, my unflappable guy. Then Scarlet Witch for Turn Aside, Crisis Averted, all that good stuff. Number 4 was a great question. So that was going to be Wolverine for the ally goodness. And of course, finally, we just had it, Ant-Man himself.
Nice. And then that is going up against my Wasp for the basic powerhouse, Spider for the new way to play and get some really good love for some of our big brawlers. Then we went into the Nova and Spider-Ham pick for the aggression and justice side of things, and then rounding it out with Captain America, everybody's favorite character. But okay, so let us know who you think won this draft in the comments. And also, we were kind of hoping that this draft would help some people who are looking to expand their collection. And so these are well, there's really very few bad packs that you can buy in Marvel, but I think we came with a really good 10 character list. If you want to expand your collection into deck building cards, these are 10 fantastic picks. So thank you so very much for coming on, Villain. I appreciate doing these. I appreciate I think I won this one.
Well, we'll see what people think in the
We'll
comments.
see what people think.
We'll see what people think.
Yeah. So let us know in the comments down below. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
Bye.